Good afternoon, everybody. My topic today is going to be about male and female energies and how some spirits seem to be perfectly balanced with both female and male energy, and other ones have more predominantly male energy and more predominantly female energy. So do males, for instance, to myself, do I have a female parts to my spirit, a feminine side to my spirit, or is it just all masculine? It's a good question. Myself, I feel that I have lived lifetimes as females, but not very many. I've lived more as a male. However, do I truly know? Well, probably not. Because you can go back in lifetimes and you see predominantly male lifetimes. And I feel myself as predominantly male. So what about people like spirits I've came across that were perfectly balanced with 50-50? You could not tell the difference. And as female spirits. So I meet spirits all the time in the spirit world, and they give off male or female. So there's a lot of questions about, are we male, are we female? It's a good thing to look at the energies that we give off. So when I go into the spirit world, I come across spirits that give off male energy predominantly, and female energy predominantly. And there was some that I could not tell a difference. It was like I couldn't, like it was almost like it was a loop of not knowing if it was male or female. I'd be like male, female, male, female. There's no way of knowing. So there is distinctive differences in the spirit world. So that means in this world there is differences. When you're a male, you're a male, and you're a female, you're a female. But I believe we do have traits of both. And males have a hard time accepting the feminine side of themselves. And me is a perfect example. And it's not that I'm trying to be macho or anything else. It's just males have a hard time with the female parts of themselves, like the parts of the soul, the divine feminine, so to speak. And but it's very easy to be male. Females, it's easy to be a female side of themselves, but do they struggle with the male side as well? I believe they do. So as human beings, we are obviously, there's distinctions, but in some cases there's not. And genetics plays that game quite often. And so there's a mixture of everything. So is that trying to teach us something? Because there's lots of people out there that don't even know whether or not they're male or female. They feel like they're a male, but they feel like a woman, and if they're a woman, they feel like a male. So are they wrong in saying that? No, they're not. It's what feels right in your heart. So we do not have the right to tell them that they are not male or not female. So where does that leave the males that believe in their males? Do they have female parts of their soul? Yes, they do. We tend to run away from that sometimes and deny it. We're spend so much time in our life as males being taught not to be or not to show any feminine sides to ourselves at all. And because we know women are different, they're more compassionate generally, they're more feeling, and that's the big one, is feelings. Like a lot of guys struggle with their feelings, and a lot of guys will never cry. But is that a good thing? Is it good to go through your life never allowing yourself to cry? No, it is not. Does it mean that you're a wimp, or does it mean that you're weak? No, it does not. It means in a lot of cases that you're stronger than most men, because you understand the importance and the strength of crying. Because if you do not cry, you create parts of your soul to be blocked, and so in doing so, create problems for yourself. So is it wrong not to cry? Well, I'm not even going to go there. In my opinion, for myself, I struggle with that for a very long time. There's times I do, but do I cry enough? Probably not. And do I need to be more feeling? Yes, I do. Sometimes I feel like I'm a little bit too cold. It's not that I don't love, not that I don't care. It's just sometimes I feel like I'm a little bit too cold. And I would like to feel more. And that's one of the things I'm working towards. Because when you feel with your heart, you tend to see things more. You see things differently. You see things as more of a balance. So one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to go and to see and speak to my divine feminine side, which is something that a lot of guys would be like, oh my God, you're doing what? I'm kind of curious myself. What difference does it make? What is it going to tell me? Who knows? Does it really matter? It's, if anything, it'll make me become a more rounded person, a more stronger person. Because anytime you learn more about yourself, you become a stronger person. And not to feel and let you set your ego aside. So just give me one moment. So I spin to the mountaintop where a lot of the times I go, and allow the wind to blow in my face. I pick a rock on the ground and I toss it in the air and I catch it in my hand. And there's a little wall. I keep it so it doesn't block the view, but I always add a rock to it. So I add a rock to the wall. I sit down, there's a patch of grass in a very weird place. The place is barren and full of rocks, but there's an actual spot that's grassy here. And you can sit down. Doesn't ever grow long, it's very, very short grass, but it is grass. And you just sit there and I'm looking towards the big mountain in front of me. And I'm watching, as far as you can see, there's mountain tops and there's a small lake. A thin lake. They're like called fingers. They look like a little bit like a finger actually. From up here especially, you're looking down. And I'm just thinking to myself, asking my divine feminine to come forward, to give the world a message and to give myself a message. I see a purple comet coming, and the comet hits the mountain where I'm standing. It blows apart part of the mountain, and out of the rubble a woman walks forward. Her hair is blowing back. She takes a sword and she slams into the ground in front of me. And the first thing she says to me, do you believe that women are weak? And I say, no, I do not. And she says that to everyone. Do you believe are women weak? And she spins the sword into the air. It comes and slams around me. Like literally the sword splits in like 20 pieces and puts a circle around me. And she takes her hand and places it to the ground and causes the whole mountain to crumble to the ground. She then creates a sheet of gold underneath my feet. She takes a sword and she throws it in my hand. And she goes, do you wish to fight me? And I say, no, I do not. What would be the purpose of that? To prove that you're not weak? I already know you're not weak. Women are definitely not weak. They're extremely strong. My mother showed me that as she battled through cancer for 12 years. My grandmother showed me that when her hip was broken and she took a stroke and lived till she was 90. She lived 15 years in a nursing home. My partner, when she had children, didn't take any medication and stood up for 26 hours. Women are definitely not strong. Women are definitely strong. meant to say definitely not weak. There's many examples of the strength of women. The pain tolerance is higher than most men. But this is just all words. I know what women are capable of doing and what capable of becoming. What is the point of all this, I say, and I slam the thing into the ground. I raise the mountain back up. I turn the swords to water. What do you want from me? Do you want me to bow down in front of you and say that you are almighty and great? I would not ask that of you. So why would you ask that of me? I look at women as equals. We all should look at each other as equals. We are different, but we are also the same. And my spirit cuts his hand and shows that we both bleed. We're both made of the earth. We're all connected, so we're all together, we're all one. So there is no difference between us, except the ones that are obvious that you see. There's a lot of differences in the physical world, as women tend to feel more than men. Men tend to be physically stronger. That is genetics, that is how we're created. But there is women that are genetically stronger than men. But that is not always the case. And when I say genetically stronger, I mean physically, not mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I see the power that you have as you see the power that I have. He just smiles at me and runs over and gives me a big hug. It kind of caught me off guard. She says that she's proud of me. For I understand a lot about women, but there's so much more to learn, she says. She puts her finger on my chest and she tells me, "You do not feel enough, Joseph. You need to use your heart more. You need to open your heart and allow the love to flow through, to allow me to enter so I can teach you how to feel and love, nurture. It will make you a stronger man. As you know, understanding your feminine side is not weakness, it is strength. It balances your soul and your physical body. Because people that think it is a weakness are never fully in balance. You need to embrace both sides of yourself. Just like the chaos and light, you need to embrace and love and respect both sides. Yes, you are right, Joseph. There are spirits out there that have more male and female. But there's also females that are more female than male. And when them two spirits come together, it is like a perfect match. And she shows two male and female come together and it creates an eternal flame. Some people like to call these twin flames because it balances both sides of themselves completely. But how many twin flames do you have in the universe, in the spiritual realms? If I look at you, for instance, how many flames do you see? I see one really bright flame and many other ones. Yes, there is some that will burn brighter than others, but even the subtle ones are beautiful. Even the small flames are full of learning and understanding. The flames that are brighter than the sun are also extremely beautiful. So there is differences in spirits. Have you seen some of the angels are perfectly male and female? They switch back and forth. And you will not know the difference. You know they are both male and female in perfect balance. It is to teach the human race that there is differences in the universe. Some are male and female parts completely. There is also souls on earth that are very similar to this. And there are some that are reversed. This is to teach people acceptance. It is to teach people to understand that there is differences and that they need to be accepted and not looked upon as something, as a disease, something to sniffle out, hide in a closet in a corner somewhere so nobody will ever see it. This is one of the reasons why you have not grown beyond. Your world has not grown beyond what it has because of the lack of acceptance of things that are different. You try yourself, Joseph, to try to be tolerant of all and everything, but even you struggle at times. We all do on the earth. Even in the spirit realm, we still struggle. People think that everything is perfect when you die. Everything is not perfect. We are constantly learning and growing and expanding. So, perfection is an illusion. How can things be perfect when we don't even know what perfect is? Do you know what perfect is? Perfection. No one really understands and knows what perfection is. She takes my hand and we go for a walk. Her eyes are ablaze. She turns into a purple phoenix, and I turn into a gold phoenix. She says, "Why don't you turn into a blue phoenix?" So I turn into a blue phoenix. Here are my colors of my phoenixes, are blue and gold. So she puts gold on the tips of the flames. So the phoenix is purple and gold, and she asked me to do the same with mine. To have a blue flame with gold light, gold tips. We fly very rapidly through the air. We burst super quick. The actual time and space light bends. And we disappear and reappear. An area that is red. It's like a red nebula, I guess. It very much looks like a nebula. But we're inside it and you can reach out and touch stars and hold them in your hand. You can breathe in to red energy and breathe it out. This is very interesting. What is the purpose of this? It is the beautiful place where stars are born. And when a star is born, it creates life on other planets. Without the sun, you're cold. Without the flame in your heart is cold and like ice. But when you birth and allow the fire to burn within your heart, then you are truly alive. She takes a star and places it in my heart. Then she covers her palm over my heart. She looks into my eyes and says, "Allow the sun to set fire to your heart. It is a gift to me, to you, to remember who I am. And it'll help you to truly find out who you are. Because if you do not accept all parts of yourself, you'll only be able to go so far. And I am part of you. And as we come together, the flames, our flames, burst into one of the brightest lights in the universe. I am not just the feminine side of yourself, Joseph. I complete your soul. And I will set it ablaze so the whole world will see your heart, to see our hearts that will spread out across the universe. Well, that's the message. The thing about journeys, they're very metaphorical and very beautiful. They have a lot of energy sometimes that you can feel. So sometimes when you complete them, you're a little bit spacey, but it's a good thing. So as men, we need to accept all parts of our soul in order to grow forward, but it's the same as the female. They also need to accept all parts of themselves. And as a human race, we need to accept all parts of everyone else. You don't have to you don't have to become best friends with everyone, but at least have the acceptance of what things are and how they are different. Have the tolerance to understand and not to judge. In a lot of cases, I wish you could feel what I felt, see what I seen, experience what I experience. But that is for me to experience and you to develop the part of yourself within inside your soul to be able to do exactly what you're meant to do. That's all I'm going to share today on this subject. Thank you very much for listening. If you wish to visit my website and do a service with me, you can go to my website at almondrosstheawakening.com. I also am a Northern Lights photographer, and you can go visit my website if you wish to look at some beautiful Northern Lights from the Yukon. It's Joseph Bradley Roars with an S.com. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day. Take care.